Well, welcome to Get Your Second Win Thursday. That's right. Today is Thursday, February the 8th. My name is Dacia Moore. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I am here to help you get your second win. That's right. I come to you every Thursday from about 1 p.m. Central Standard Time to about 1:30. Uh, and I am here to help leaders, experts, authors, and entrepreneurs, business owners as well, to learn some basics of the psychology of success, develop a champion mindset, develop some effective habits so that you can make the rest of your life the best of your life. I'm a licensed professional counselor coach, and I'm here to help you. So last week I started with the idea of mindset. Do you have a success mindset? I don't know. Do you? I hope so. Um, and it all depends. Well, first of all, let me tell you what mindset is. Your mindset refers to your beliefs, attitudes, your way of thinking. It has to do with how you interpret events and approach challenges and opportunities. Now, you can tell what your mindset is when you come across a challenge in your life. Um, so, when faced with a challenge, think about the last challenge that you did encounter in your life. Maybe yesterday, it might be today. I had a client tell me yesterday, Miss D, it just seems like if it's not one thing, it's another. And immediately there's a song called of the same name, One Thing or Another. And immediately I thought to myself, your mindset is all around distress and discomfort and struggle and anxiety and fear. And so we processed that. And I asked her, I said, yes, one thing after another is happening to you. That is true. But you can also shift that thinking to say, you know what? That's life. Life is one thing after another. It is better to accept the fact. I have a friend of mine, Vanetta McClooney, who says, we all want to live on a cruise ship when we're actually on a battleship. We want a cruise ship life. Have you ever been on a cruise? I love cruises because you don't have to do anything. It is the most relaxed I have ever been. I went on a cruise some years ago. It was absolutely wonderful. But I tell you what, that is not this life. This life is not a cruise ship. Okay. And I don't know about you, but we have periods of struggle in our life. We have periods of calm. I heard Tony Evans, Dr. Tony Evans, a pastor out of Fort Worth, I believe. He said, either you're going into a storm, coming out of a storm, or about to go into a storm. Either you're in a storm, coming out of a storm, or about to go into a storm. And that could be a pessimistic way of thinking about things. But what I want you to think about is when you're in a storm, it's not going to last forever. Storms don't last always. And when you're out of the storm, you can appreciate and just thank the Lord. Thank you, God, that I am out of that storm. Let me enjoy this time of peace. So, what does that have to do with mindset? Well, as I was talking with my client yesterday, I was sharing with her, really, you can say, oh, if it's not one thing, it's another. Oh my God, my life is so hard. It's so difficult. Or you could say, you know what? It is one thing after another. That is how life is. This is a period of struggle. This is a period of, now she wasn't really in a storm, but it was certainly challenging. She had a lot of things coming at her that were challenging her. This is a period of challenge, and I will get through this. The idea of mindset, according to Carol Dweck, she's an author, PhD scholar of the same, and she wrote a book called Mindset. And the idea of mindset is, in her book, you can either have a fixed mindset, which is, oh, woe is me, nothing good ever happens to me. My life is so hard. I'm so stressed. I don't know what I'm going to do. What's wrong with me? Why do these things keep happening to me? I mean, you could have a woe is me mindset, but I will tell you, from one person, one human being to another, self-pity is not helpful. Self-pity is not helpful. So it might be better in terms of creating a success mindset and getting your second wind. It is better to shift from a fixed mindset of, oh, woe is me, my life is so hard, to, dang, my life is hard right now, but I have been through hard things. I can do hard things. I don't like this right now. Now, we want to tell ourselves the truth. Okay, we don't want to be Pollyannish and say everything is roses and sunshine and rainbows and Skittles. No, we go through difficult times in this life, but what we say to ourselves and how we handle those things in our mind can either lead us to more success or to successfully overcome the challenge, or it can keep us stuck in self-pity, in woe is me, that will drag you down. So this show every Thursday is about getting your second wind so that you can move and do what it is that the Lord created you to do. And so we have to be unencumbered with all of that baggage. And that's what we're talking about today. And it has to do with your mindset, your belief about yourself when you face challenges. So yesterday with my client, we ended up rephrasing some of her thinking. We ended up coming up with some new things that she can say to herself and repeat to herself, because we need to plant good seeds of good thoughts, affirmations, positive vibe, positive energy, positive words, encouraging words. You know, the Bible tells us to encourage ourselves daily as long as it's called today. So we want to encourage ourselves. And so she came up with several things that she can say to herself that will help her to feel like, okay, this is temporary. I have been through hard things before. This is not that bad. I am going to make it. And that is the growth mindset. So a fixed mindset, really, there is no opportunity to get better. You basically you ascribe your failure, your mistake, to a inadequacy within you. I'm just not good in math. I'm just not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not old enough. All of those things. Whereas in a growth mindset, you're talking about and thinking about, what can I learn from this situation? What can I learn? I came across a fortune cookie some months ago, and I kept the fortune in the fortune cookie. And it said, failure is the mother of success. Now think about that. Failure is the mother of success. We often don't think of failure in a positive light. We think of failure as a moral failure, as a skill deficit, as a something's wrong with me, I'm not enough, insecurities, anxiety, depression. But if you think about failure as the mother of success, what does that mean? It really means that you need to have failure to instruct you on what not to do. All right. Your mother often tells you what to do and not to do. She is wiser and older than you. She's lived life longer than you. She knows and can see things that you don't know or can't see. And so she is there to instruct you, a good mother. Well, if failure is the mother of success, then that means that those failures are here to instruct you. It is not a moral failure. It's not because something's wrong with you. Actually, what it's because is you fail, you make mistakes, you are prone to error because you are human. How about that? You're human. We make mistakes. We forget. That's why forgiveness is so important in the Christian framework and in many other religions as well. Forgiveness is key because we make mistakes, we blow it, we say the wrong thing, we do the wrong thing, and we have to forgive ourselves as quickly as we forgive other people. And maybe you don't forgive very quickly. I don't know. That's something that we'll talk about in another session, because in order to be as successful as you possibly can. And I talk about creating a champion mindset, creating a winning mindset. That's one of the things that I coach people, myself included. I coach myself and I coach other people. But one of the things that we want to do is to release offenses so that we can, again, be unencumbered and pursue the success that awaits you with effort, with good habits. So your mindset has to do with how you think about things and specifically how you overcome challenges. So I have another client. I talked to him earlier this week, and he failed his sixth grade math class or math test. And he is in his mid 30s now. That failure has stuck with him. And when we talk about releasing failures and forgiving ourselves, that is an example of I'm working with him for him to let go of that perfectionist spirit. You will never be perfect, but you can try to achieve excellence. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So your mindset can either be a growth mindset, which is one of I'm learning. So the mistake I made, the challenge that I'm encountering, what can I learn from it? What can I learn from the mistakes that I've made so that I don't do those again and can help other people avoid those mistakes? That's why I became a counselor, because I want to help other women, especially Black women. I want to help other people, but especially women, and especially Black women, and especially Black women in leadership, to learn how to manage yourself so that your thinking is aligned with really where you want to go. And you can release some of those burdens that we often carry for far too long in our thinking. So a growth mindset is about becoming. It's about learning from mistakes, learning from past difficulties, learning from past disappointments, learning from past bad decisions. A fixed mindset is, you know what, I messed up and there is no hope for me. I messed up when I was in my 20s, and I'm in my 50s now, 60s now, and I have just blown my life. And I know what that feels like. But you know what? You can change your mindset. Did you know that? You can change your mindset. You do not have to keep a fixed mindset. You can move into a growth mindset. And I'm going to tell you how. One of the keys is in your self-talk. How do you talk to yourself? What do you say to yourself when you make a mistake? Self-talk is your ongoing commentary in your mind. It's your thinking. And here are some questions for you to think about to help you determine what is your mindset and then how to shift it. All right, number one, when you make a mistake or when you make a error in judgment, do you look at it again as an opportunity? A growth mindset sees challenges and obstacles as opportunities to improve your skills. So we have in I think it's in the book of John, or maybe First John. It talks about count it all joy when you face various trials and temptations, because the testing of your faith works patience. And part of our journey is to learn patience, is to learn endurance, is to learn how to be long suffering. So, are you saying those things to yourself? You know, this is really hard what I'm going through. This is a challenge that I'm experiencing, but what can I learn? What is the Lord trying to teach me? And what can I learn from this? Okay, another question that you can tell if you have a fixed mindset or growth mindset. What do you do when people give you constructive criticism? Now, I put constructive criticism in air quotes because sometimes people are just trying to hate. They just trying to criticize you. They just trying to bring you down. But the people who are really trying to help you, like hopefully your family, close friends, if they give you some constructive criticism, do you automatically, after you let it soak in, do you think about it and contemplate and reflect on it? And do you think about it and say, you know what, I'm never going to change. I am who I am. That's another indicator that you have a fixed mindset. I'm not going to change. I'm too old to change. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I am who I am. Papa used to say that. I am who I am, and that's just you just have to deal with it. Well, that is not a growth mindset, people. That's a fixed mindset because you can change. You are not who you are. You are who you're becoming. You can become better. I get passionate about this because I'm thinking of a friend of mine who says that all the time. And I'm thinking, you can learn to be different. You can learn to be better. You can. So when you get constructive criticism, do you reflect on it and think, I can be better. Let me try and see what I can do to improve. Do you feel that failure is informative? When you fail, not if, but when. I have some clients who are afraid of failure, and I say, listen, there is a 100% chance that you are going to fail between now and next week as something. You're going to do something wrong. You're going to say something wrong. You are going to fail. So, do you view failure as informative, or is it a testament of your inadequacy? See, I knew I wasn't good enough. I knew I couldn't do that. I knew I wasn't blah, blah, blah. So your view of failure, which can be informative. Now, that is a shift. Nobody likes to fail. We all feel bad, We feel bad. We want to win. We want to win, 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 no matter what. But we don't. I love the song by DJ Khaled, but that ain't the truth because you're not going to win no matter what. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. That is life. And so, and quite frankly, we learn more from our failures than from our successes. Okay, we learn more about ourselves and about life from the challenges in our life than from our successes. But I want the successes now. And I'm trying to learn from my successes. I'm not asking for failure. But I will tell you that it is going to happen. But and we're going to talk about fear in some upcoming episodes. There are different kinds of fear, and fear is something that really keeps people from winning. It keeps people from being a champion. It keeps people from success. And I have one of my clients who just signed on with me. That is exactly her issue. She is very concerned about these opportunities in front of her. She doesn't want to blow it. And so we're working together to help her with some of her mindset. So I've talked a little bit about mindset today. I hope you have enjoyed the conversation. This is what I want you to think about between now and next Thursday when I talk to you. When you face some kind of challenge in this next coming week, what are you going to say to yourself? Are you going to say something that will help you grow? I'm going to learn from this. I'm not going to let it get me down. I am going to figure out how to be better. Or are you going to say, are you going to have that give up spirit? Okay. So watch your thinking this week. When you encounter a challenge, are you going to choose to learn from it? Or are you going to choose to let it cause you to feel so inadequate that it causes you to be paralyzed? We don't want that. So growth is hard, but you can do hard things. I love that saying. You can do hard things. You have done hard things before. You can do hard things. So that's all for the Second Wind Snippet today, your Second Wind Thursday. I would love for you to keep in touch with me. You can go to my website, secondwindcc.com, all one word spelled out, secondwindcc.com. CC stands for counseling and consulting. I do a monthly e-newsletter with tips and tools. I do a deeper dive, and I also provide resources for my community. So, but you got to be part of the community. Go to the website, check out secondwindcc.com, see some of the things that I'm doing. Sign up for the Second Wind Snippet. That is the name of the newsletter, the Second Wind Snippet. And we will stay in touch and we'll continue our conversation about the psychology of success. Have a great week. Talk to you next Thursday. Bye-bye.